Okay, so clean the shop up, make sure that's all good, and so Skipper's got a lot of problems going on there, but hopefully that can help them. Up next.
Hello.
Miyo, hello. Take a seat.
Yep. Okay.
Tuck in, come on. Come on, tuck in. Get in there.
I'm working on it.
There you go. That's more like it. Come on. Right on the edge. There
Ooh.
you go. Right onto the edge of your seat. That'll help you. So, how can I help, Mio? A little bit of outside of my other job, considering, you know.
How do I start?
Wherever you feel it would be the best place for you to start. What's on your mind?
I would like to, what's the word? Try to, blend in? No. Yes. Sorry. I have this problem where I feel like I don't quite fit in yet. And I'm trying to fit in relationship-wise, friends, family, that sort of thing.
You're trying to figure out where people sit on the emotional scale of connectivity to you. Huh. Now, normally most people don't come to me for that kind of thing unless they feel that they're in a, well, terrible place. But from what I can tell, Mio, you're you're not that, for a start. You seem well liked.
Don't think I'm in a terrible place. It's just, it's hard for me to, I guess,
Differentiate.
Differentiate. Because well, I don't want to go into full detail because...
Doctor-patient confidentiality. I'm not allowed to tell other people what you tell me here.
I grew up completely in a village full of Oni. And well, due to my dad being stupid, grew up not very well liked. So I guess it's just like I can tell that people do like me, but it's just like I'm trying to understand, I guess, on what level.
You feel like people shouldn't because outside of the environment you originally grew up in the first place where you were universally disliked, you are unsure as to how to actually cope with people liking you for you as a person because they don't have the context that you previously had in the village you lived in.
Yes, that basically sums it up. I mean, yes, there is Oishi, who grew up alongside me, but I was exiled when I was 5. So I was basically thrown out of the village, left to fend for my own for the longest time until I found Oishi again.
And you feel that because you were exiled that you don't deserve to have taken on the things you have, even though those that discriminated against you in the first place had no bearing or say on how you actually acted?
Repeat that one more time.
You were kicked out of your village at 5 as an exile, correct?
Yes.
So, okay. Everything and anything you have in your life at this point in time is something you have specifically earned. Not your village, because they kicked you out. So, you have earned all of your accolades. Everything you have done is on Miyo. Not on the village, Miyo. So,
Okay.
what bearing should your village kicking you out have to do with the things that you have done and achieved for yourself through the period from 5 to now?
Do you remember when I brought up that curse to you?
Yeah.
It's from them.
Well, that I know. You did kind of say that. But,
Yeah.
again, they wanted to keep you away from their village, correct? They put that on you. You couldn't go back.
They were going to kill me. They're like the rest of my family.
Yeah, but they didn't. And that's conjecture. That's a thing that doesn't
Thanks
matter.
to Oishi.
Yeah,
But,
that doesn't
yeah.
matter. That's off the table, right? All that matters is
Right.
they discarded you, threw you away. You made a life for yourself the way you wanted to without them. They were not in the picture at all. You were cursed. You couldn't go back there. They had nothing to do with you. You were ostracized, exiled, you were removed. That is no longer a factor at all. All that is there, we take that, we just, gone. Over the counter, gone.
Okay.
Nowhere. Why? Because they threw you away, right? So anything you have done since the age of 5 up until now is completely on you. You have earned, learned, done, and pushed forward on everything that you have always wanted to do. Right?
I've been trying.
Exactly. So if you've made friends, you've gotten jobs, you've lived a life completely free of them, they should have no bearing whatsoever on how your life is run. Because you have decided how your life is run. You're just worried that without the natural environment of a community around you in the first place, being ostracized and pushed out, meant that you've had to learn at a slower rate how to be accepted in a community, how to be around other people, how to have friends, how to see other people in a light that is positive as opposed to, they're all trying to get me. Everyone's pushing me away. Everyone's trying to take advantage of me. Everyone's trying to hurt me. Because that would be them. They took advantage of you, pushed you away, hurt you. People outside of here, sure, don't get me wrong. This is Zafira. Like, you're going to walk down that street and have like 3 people try to mug you. And that's saying something nice considering this is Garden District. Well, I mean, be more surprising if it was Guardian, not Garden, but you know. Look, no one robs anyone around Guardian District if they've got any sense. But, I digress. You obviously have the skills. You've had to teach them to yourself, so you're not sure whether or not these are actually the correct way to have the skills. Which, I'm here to tell you,
Right.
you seem perfectly fine and well adjusted to me. You're a little bit meek, sure, that's understandable. You might have always been a more withdrawn person in the first place, especially if in those 5 years whilst you were at the village, they were pushing you away in the first place. If you were ostracized, if you were discriminated against then, that makes very much sense as to why you are unfamiliar with how a community works, because you've not experienced one properly. Yet, now you're working at the Diamond, you've got, I'm assuming, other friends, and you see patrons, and you seem to be happy talking to people that sit at the bar. I think you're more in your own head and worried about the fact that you don't know if you're doing it right, but that's the rub. There is no right or wrong. Not when it comes to making friends, not when it comes to communicating with people, talking, understanding, contemplating, right? There's a slight difference, but when you think about it, what's truly on your mind? Like, have you had someone bring something up when you're sitting at the bar that has struck a chord in a way that you don't like? Or has anyone done anything aside?
He did, he did apologize to me after I think Jason said something to him. But, I don't know if you're familiar with, Ion.
I've seen them
Yeah.
around, yeah.
He was just, really flirtatious and trying to hit on me, and I didn't know what to do.
I mean, it's understandable.
kind of
You're an
shut
attractive
down.
woman, but yeah. That's completely up to you how you react to that kind of thing. Obviously, yes, you're not used to compliments, or especially not someone showing potential romantic or sexual attraction within you. That again is completely up to you on how you end up engaging or understanding how that fits into your life. I don't know how. Well, I don't know. Would it be mating rituals for Oni? That's again conjecture from me. I don't know whether or not that's a thing. Not exactly.
Fair.
I'm not a biologist. I haven't done too much in the study of the species, so you'll have to forgive me some ignorance on that kind of
Fair.
fact.
It's okay. I don't know, because like I said, I wasn't really able to learn a whole lot as
Well,
much
that's
as
the
I
thing.
wanted to from my mom. So
Well, you get to be who you want to be then. That's completely up to you as a person. You are how you want to be. If that's something you weren't comfortable with and you didn't like, well, you made that evident and you said it, and it was assisted by someone else to help you get your point across. If you did like it, you might have probably taken them up on the offer. Although, well, you wouldn't be the first person, apparently, if it comes to Ion.
from what I've seen, yeah, I don't. I'm not saying he's a bad individual, but
He's a hobro.
the fact that yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Look, how people want to show their affection,
Right.
how people want to be out and about doing and conducting themselves, that's up to them, right? If he wants to be like that, and let him be that way. That's perfectly fine and normal. Completely
I'm not
understandable.
dissing people that are like that, but it's just
Oh no, I know you're not.
I
You're
don't
not
think
used
I'm-
to it.
yeah.
You have literally stated that you didn't understand what was going on in the first place, so you didn't realize that he was hitting on you. Then, after you realized he was hitting on you,
Right.
it made you uncomfortable because you didn't understand whether or not you even wanted to go into anything, I'm assuming sexual straight away, not even a relationship, just something casual. I'm not the best when it comes to that kind of thing anyway. I'm very much a confused individual. You know, I'm still learning how relationships work myself.
You and me both.
Yeah. So, when it comes down to it, it was identified that you didn't like that, or at least you might have liked it, but you didn't know what to do with it. And then you just...
I was very confused as to what to do, so yeah.
Exactly. You've reached out for help in trying to figure out how this has affected you in your life. Like that's pretty much as simple as it is, right?
Right. I believe
Anything
so,
else
yes.
though? Like that's it's not a major problem, right? The fact that you don't understand complete societal norms and the way that society in general operates. Like not having been part of a larger community for I don't know how many years specifically. Like being ostracized from a community as a small like child. Like not having a full understanding of how a community is built and works. And then having that sort of thrown back at you again gets, well, obviously traumatizing, especially for someone that, you know, you've turned out to be a very nice, well-adjusted individual, from what I can see, Mio. So
Thank you.
that's ahead of the curve for most, considering most people that don't understand how a community works, you end up aggressive, angry, violent. You push people away because you're used to being in a single environment. You don't know how to deal with anything outside of what you see as the family, which is just yourself. Like, you're your own person and everyone else is an enemy, because that's what being ostracized from society tends to make you. It's why you see a lot of gangs in Zafira, because without the gangs, all of the leftovers, the kids, the people that have just fallen on hard times, all of that, they don't have anywhere to go, and they would lash out on their own. So they're better off bonding together and forming their own version of a society than, well, it's a matter of safety as well. I mean, the amount of people that are in
Right.
gangs that are just humans. And it's understandable.
Okay. Um. Um. Well, maybe I should have just. Oh, I haven't really had one. Maybe I should address the nightmares too.
Having nightmares.
Because those have been.
What have you been having nightmares about?
It's a little hard to explain. We can. I did this thing recently. I did this thing recently with Oishi, because I saw my mother in this dream. She talked to me. I guess because I don't know if it helps that I'm more on the spiritual level, but I was able to communicate with her. At one point, then I had to, well, I obviously woke up.
Yeah.
But the next time I tried to do it with Oishi and a guidance of another, I'm not quite sure what she was, but she helped us basically, I think, do something called dream walk. But unfortunately that didn't go that well.
Do you know who the other person was?
Her name was Arisa, I think. And it was Oishi that was with me in the dream.
Okay.
And it was no fault of Arisa's or Oishi's, but I basically, okay. Just a little bit of information, I guess, so you're not, like, completely
I would have
lost.
asked for it anyway.
My father, basically what happened to our family was because of my father, I can't.
Okay, they made a mistake, and in doing so, they forced something on your family.
Yes, he made a mistake.
There you go.
He
I
made
can
a
go with broad
mistake.
strokes.
Yes. Yes. He made a mistake, which wound up, well, what his doing corrupted the past priestess, and so she decided to come after me somehow. Still trying to figure out how that worked, because she's dead.
Well, you said you're on the spiritual
They
side of
killed
things.
her. Well, yes. But I was having nightmares of her, I guess, but it was really kind of hard to tell who she was at first. And somehow I think it was a hex. But I did wind up in a coma for a few days because of it. And where I saw her more clearly and was tortured by her.
Oh, it's kind of... Okay.
Fucked up.
Right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say fucked up, but kind of outside of the norm. I mean, angry spirits and, well, such have been highly documented. So it's understandable that, especially if you're a member of a family, that the cause of a spirit's particular death, especially of a strong spiritual individual, which I'm assuming a priestess in this case is, kind of makes sense.
She was
that
a high priestess, so
yeah,
yes.
it kind of makes sense that then they would have the spiritual wherewithal to push something onto your family. And since they probably wanted to make your father suffer more than just having him go through something, forcing it onto a daughter probably makes the most sense. Targeting family is a very common practice for a lot of people. I mean, think about why people go after kidnapping victims. You don't kidnap the person that has the money, you kidnap the kid. It's easier. And especially if you are, I will assume, somewhat spiritually attuned. If I can words occasionally, sometimes it's difficult working my tongue.
Oh, fair enough.
Look, I do all this manually, okay? It's not easy sometimes.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. But if you are spiritually attuned in some way, that means that there's an intrinsic link to a degree between you and something like her that can push something back through that link and force it onto you. Probably you were the easiest target to go after.
Well, seeing as Oishi has replaced her, yes, I'm the weaker link of the two. In that regard.
Well, when
I'm
it
just
comes to
glad it
dreams,
didn't
there's
go
a
after
couple
her.
of things I can recommend or do. Because dreams are an actual common thing that have come to me. So, one, I could either put you on Hypnosil. It's a dream suppressant. Regular medication. Just stops you dreaming. You don't exactly feel as rested as you normally do, but dreams, gone. Just, not there. You'll get more tired over time because you have to adapt to it, but, you know. Then the other option is, have you been to the meat rack?
Yes.
Have you met Lorelei?
I don't believe so.
Big white dragon lady.
Okay.
Lorelei is a dream dragon.
Oh.
Seems just the kind of person that would be great for you to talk to about your dreams in the first place. Her scales make dream dust. She normally uses that for sleep aids, but she apparently can do things that involve dream walks as well. Which would mean that if you did a dream walk with her, potentially it might change how the things are perceived. I don't know how your previous one went. But again, it's something you could discuss with her. She also does things along the mental health route as well. So she would also be a very good person for you to talk to, I would say.
Okay.
Just so that you're aware, at least, you know. Aside from that, the only other thing I could prescribe would be, well, anything that would normally aid some sleep. So, like some indica marijuana. Yeah, melatonin.
Oh.
Yeah, marijuana can help as well. Well, indica and sativa, one helps bring you up, one brings you nice and down. Like, you know, an upper and a downer. It's surprisingly
I
variable.
think I might try the melatonin because I don't want Oishi's kids to get a hold of the marijuana.
Well, you
That would be bad.
have them in, well, edible form or spray bottle. Literally, we can get you a spray.
Oh.
You don't have to smoke it.
Okay.
A lot of people go straight for the, yes, I don't want to sit around smoking weed. Yes, no, it's not exactly the best for your lungs.
I'm not sure how weed works. I'm sorry.
Well, it's the
I still have a
tetrahydrocannabinol
flip
that
phone,
actually,
for
well,
Christ's sake.
THC is what gets one high, but that's what's extracted off of the marijuana to get people high in this case. Well, there's also DMT and various other things that you can, CBD.
Oh.
A lot of different ways of taking things that will help you, relax. I mean, look, if I was going to be an absolute ass and joke about things, like, yeah, let's just put you into a K-hole. That'll get you to sleep. That's ketamine.
A what? Oh.
Yeah,
I'd rather not do that.
I don't exactly prescribe highly addictive painkillers that are, downers. But I can write you a prescription for Hypnosil now if you want to just stop having dreams. Whether or not this is a spiritual thing, it might not stop your dreams. I don't know. There's a difference between when you hit REM sleep and whether or not something is actually in your head trying to make you see things. Difference between dreams and visions, right? That I know.
Right.
But outside of that...
wouldn't hurt to try.
Of course. Perfectly understandable there. Well, I can write you up a prescription for Hypnosil for sure. And I will also write you a note to see Lorelei at the meat rack. Go to the Rip and Chip. She's there most days, but it's easy to get a hold of her on Saturday. It's quieter.
Okay. I am familiar with the Rip and Chip. I was there when a bird decided to attack my face. Specifically a pigeon.
Ah, it wasn't Nathiel. Good.
That was... No. It wasn't him. That was a...
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot easier to identify Nathiel now due to, his beak.
Oh.
Very unfortunate, but those are the scars that warriors wear, and that is sometimes something to be proud of. Anything else you happen to currently have on your mind?
Not at the moment. I think.
Well, I mean, this is a first session. This is getting you more accustomed to how I do things, as well as get a baseline for how you're feeling and what your current issues are. So you're unfamiliar with how social concepts work, and you're currently worried about your dream and your curse. Which, okay. These are good things to have in mind. Definitely make a note of that so that for next time I can double check in on you and see how they feel, if you've had any progress, if you've had any backslides, or if you just want to try and see if there's something new. Because yes, I'll see how you do on the Hypnosil for now. We'll try you melatonin next time, okay? Like, if you're, because the Hypnosil will make you feel tired. You won't feel as rested because it half interrupts REM sleep to stop you from actually dreaming. That's what happens when you dream. You go into rapid eye movement. It sort of makes you stop the rapid eye movement, which means you don't dream. But the brain sort of dreams to just sort of sort itself out a little bit. So Hypnosil will leave you a little bit tired on permanent use. It's perfectly natural that you're going to realize that, I slept for 9 hours, but I feel like I got 5. You'll be, I'm tired, but I feel rested. I feel like I've gotten what I need. At least, that's what everyone else has told me after they've taken it. Because, I can't exactly test it on myself. That's not medically ethical.
Right.
So if there's nothing else you've currently got on your mind, I think this is a good spot for you to just let everything process, because we've not gone through a lot, and that's a good thing. You're worried about going too hard, and you're still holding back a bit on me, which I understand. You're not used to being able to open up. That's a natural thing. So I'll end the session here today for you. Makes it nice and easy. You can relax. You can go through your head, think about what you want to try and do, what parts of your social construct that you have difficulty understanding the most. Writing it down is a good idea, like keeping a track of it. Just a note like, oh, I found it hard striking up a conversation, or when the conversation got to this point, I found it hard to keep it going myself. We can work on whether or not you need conversational pointers, or whether or not it's a problem with the people you're associating with, because that happens too.
Okay.
A conversation is a two-way street
Right.
here. As for your dreams,
Right.
we'll see how the hypnosil does. We'll see if you can talk to Lorelei, whether or not she can help you with anything. We'll just get it nice and relaxed, okay?
Thank you.
It's not a problem. All right. I'll at least see you out.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just
Door.
yeah, the door is over there. Not a problem. All right, Mia. Well, I don't know if we're currently going to be doing anything at the casino recently. I mean, we've got the potential of renovations being made. We'll see how that goes. So
Hopefully.
if I don't see you at the casino, if they're doing the renovations, I will see you at the meat rack, hopefully, so you can talk to Lorelei. I'll give you a wave, have a talk with you, see how things are going.
Okay.
And outside of that, I hope to see you around, and hopefully you can get some good stuff for what you're looking for, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not a problem at all.
Ater.
Okay, I'll see you around.